Hey gang, welcome back. Today we are talking about the big three. What are the big three? The big three are in this backpack, believe it or not, which currently, with what's in here, weighs 11 pounds. In this pack, we are going to talk about the pack, we are going to talk about the sleep system, and we are going to talk about the tent. So hang tight and I will get it all set up and we'll go from there. Okay, so here it is, the big three. We'll start with the pack. The pack is a Hyperlight Junction 3400. It's an ultralight backpack. It can carry up to 35-40 pounds comfortably. Has an internal stay, has an internal capacity of 55 liters, and then on the outside pockets about close to 10. So everything that you see here fits in half to 3/4 of this bag, right? And we picked this bag for a couple of reasons. It makes things very simple. You only have one tube to fill and then 4 pockets. So everything goes inside the main tube in storage containers, or what we call pods, and then raincoats, all the other things I'm going to need fit somewhere in or around the pack. I've worn it a couple of times and it's pretty comfortable, given that it only weighs 2 pounds. So when you're going for a very long hike, it's always a compromise, weight versus comfort. So it's been quite the journey to find the things that work. And we've been through some not so good things. And I think we've hit a sweet spot for this hike. So the pack is a Hyperlight Junction 3400, and very happy with that. Okay, the tent is a Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL3. So again, an ultralight tent. It weighs 3¼ to 3.5 pounds, all packed. Sidekick and I are going to split that weight. So I'll carry the inside mesh tent, he'll carry the fly, I'll carry the poles, he'll carry the stakes, so that we split that weight up in both of our packs. But essentially, 3.5 pounds for a tent is super light. It's a 3-person tent, because no matter what people tell you, a 2-person tent is for 1 person, and a 3-person tent is for 2 people, 2 regular-sized people. So this fits both of us quite comfortably. It has gear lofts, so if we have wet socks, we can hang them up to dry. The vestibules offer up a big space. So we're very, very happy with that tent, but we went through a couple of tents before we settled on this one. So on to the sleeping pad. So like your mattress at home. What are we sleeping on? So if you look over here, this is a Sea to Summit Etherlight XT. It is 4 inches of inflatable camp bed. And it is probably the most comfortable thing I've found. We have the earlier version of this one, which was a 2-inch pad, but we just upgraded to the 4-inch, so I'm really looking forward to a bit of a cushier sleep, because good sleep equals good hike, and those miracle miles are going to be, they're going to be tough, some of them. So we're going to value the sleep that we get, and we're willing, you can get lighter pads than that, but we weren't willing to compromise on that. So, and then because we're hiking in September, the weather could be hot, could be cold, could be all over the place. This has an insulative value of 3.5, which is pretty standard for a 3-season sleeping pad. If we find that the ground underneath is sucking our heat away, then this little baby, the Thermarest Z-Lite, can go underneath the pad and give us a couple more layers of insulation. This is a multi-purpose item. It not only goes, it's a sleeping pad all by itself, but we use it to stretch on, to sit on in front of the tent, to sit on a wet log. It's kneel on when we're preparing food. So it's got a lot of uses, really probably one of the best pieces we have. Then, well, we have this beautiful, bright, Enlightened Equipment 0-degree convert. Enlightened Equipment is a specialty quilt sleeping bag manufacturer in the US. I've been hearing about them for a very, very long time. I don't like sleeping bags. I feel very constricted because I'm not the smallest girl on the planet, and sleeping bags are made for very small people. So a quilt or an overblanket was always my preference. So this will keep us warm right up to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So it might be a bit of overkill in September, but I don't want to be cold. So we both have these bags, which if you turn them over, you can see there's a closed foot box, and then there's a zipper, and the zipper goes all the way up the sleeping bag. There's the straps that you put around your pad. So it can be either a blanket, I can open it up all the way and just sit out on a rock with it. I can put it just a little bit of the way up to create a foot box, and then the rest is like a blanket. Or I can zip it all the way up and have a sleeping bag, should I choose, if it gets that cold. But that was, and yes, I did pick the colors on purpose. Children's Miracle Network. I ordered that almost a year ago. So that's how long we've been planning this. Anyway, the Enlightened Equipment quilt is a fantastic piece of gear. It packs down so small. It weighs 2 pounds total, and this thing has really worked its magic. So all that stuff's literally into the bottom of that backpack. And then the last piece of the big three, the pillow. I bring an inflatable pillow, not to sleep on because I don't do well with these. They give me big headaches. But after a long day of hiking, I typically put it between my knees just to alleviate some pressure, or put it under my feet, raise my feet. So this comes in really handy, or if I just want to, if it's a rainy day and I need to just put it behind my head to give me some extra loft in order to read. But this packs down into that tiny little case, no bigger than my fist, really. So this is an all-purpose thing as well. And then this is what we call a luxury item. When you're trying to backpack with as little weight as possible, you leave everything extra behind, because what you're carrying is what you have to live on. So we've done the inflatable pillows, we've done the small compressible pillows, we did stuff sacks with clothes in it. I think we've tried everything, and there's nothing quite like sleeping on a proper pillow. So Thermarest makes a compressible camping pillow that folds in half, fits at the bottom of the backpack, and we just won't leave without them. So this is the big three. And if you have any questions at all, just drop us a comment, a message. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have. There'll be lots more gear videos coming. The hike, it's coming soon. It's just over a month and a bit away. So Sidekick and I are pretty excited, but also terrified, because it's going to be hard. Right. So that's the big three. And yeah, subscribe, follow along, ask any questions you have. And if you're currently at CHEO, either as a staff or a family member or a fighter all by yourself, you know, drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. You guys are amazing. You are everyday heroes to us, and we're doing this for you. So there you go. Stay tuned for the next gear video. We're not sure which one it's going to be, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about that goes in these backpacks. You'll be surprised what we carry for 2 weeks on our backs. All right, catch you later.